Okay, I got it. You guys, okay. I got it. Scooter, I got it. I know it. All right. Thanks. Okay, hold on. Let me answer her. Yep, I was on mute. Thanks.
Okay, all
All
right.
right, bye. I love you. Okay. All right. So sorry. So you didn't hear anything I said. So what I was saying was that we have some updates here, especially on the parents. We're gonna go over those. It's raining here in New York. Hope that you guys are staying dry. I think it's a wild goose chase that they're in the reserves again. I think last night, if you saw, we pulled up their dirt account. I think they're in. I think he's in campgrounds that he knows, like camping areas, hiking areas, like the Appalachian Trail area that they wrote a review about in Virginia, or even the one in Florida. Did they check the RV parks there? There's so many different questions and stuff, and I hope that they're just not just concentrating everything on these reserves because I think it's a wild goose chase. So that's my opinion. There's opinion of a lot of you last night. Sorry that I was on mute and I was talking a mile a minute here and you didn't hear anything I had to say. Okay, but let's see now. So hi there to, let me do this again real quick. Leah Jane, J.A., Jackie Burns, April F., Carol Boyce, Earthbound, Amy Celeste, Sour and Milk and Cookies, Aurora Rodriguez, Amanda Waddell, thank you for becoming a Deputy Rambler, Rhonda Blackburn, Flo, Julie Marshall, Sweet Pea, Eileen, Mary Beth, Tapered Fairy, Diane L.S., Tracy Thomas, Elizabeth Williams, Eileen Skorko, Allie S., Deborah Ferris, Lori Derricott, Kiki Dobalina, Slam Moran, Elizabeth Williams, Faithful One, Chelsea, Sam the Grochi, Nana Patty, Starflower, Megan, Megan Adam, Sammy Neiman, The Blue Velvet River, Sassy Dorsey, a doctor's appointment. Oh, I hope everything goes well. Steph Burns. Let's see. WFL, they're thinking some of the trail cameras picked up on Brian. Yeah, I've been listening to WFLA, and we're going to go. Mrs. McJagger, haven't seen you in ages. Rochelle Bell, good to see you. Cheryl Curtis, did you ever hear us sing happy birthday to you that night? I think you missed it. Anyway, let's go on with some of the updates, okay? Because there's updates about the cars and stuff. Hi, Candace. How are you? Let's take a look at that right away. What's going on there? So we're going to go over here. Okay, so here's some updates. Now, they're searching again at the Carlton Reserve. It started again this morning. Then Brian Enton, our Twitter guy that we like talking to, he called and spoke with the Maloney Funeral Home, and they said that they're hoping to have services for Gabby, which we told you last night that there are services scheduled for Sunday. But because of some circumstances that have come up in Wyoming, services could be on hold, and they will know more later today. Please do not call the funeral home, okay? Leave the people at the funeral home alone. That's what I'm going to say, okay? This is, one person here that's reporting that called. Leave the funeral home, leave the family alone. I'm just reporting on what he said. And what we can speculate is, I don't know, maybe things have come up with the autopsy, there may need more investigation, whatever. So something has come up, and so those services could be on hold, meaning that, in my opinion, her body can't be transported back as soon as they were anticipating. So that they'll know more later today. And I repeat, do not call the funeral home, please. Now, the Laundries left this morning in the red truck. They came back in the Mustang. And then they left again in the truck. Now, they left, there was a police escort which WFLA reported on, which they said could possibly just be for their protection or the protection of others. Okay. Still 1 hour ago, no sign of that pickup truck returning to the house. The Mustang is back. And so those are some of the morning updates. Now let's just see over here. We're going to just check in and see what FLA is saying now. Search for Brian Laundrie expands.
Determine that definitively. Joseph, hashtag HJB. How come no one has spoken to any of Brian or Gabby's friends?
Again, we don't know that answer. Again, I'm going to say that.
Okay, let me see if I can go back a little bit.
When the camper left. This is big today. Big.
People obsessed with that camping trip.
One more time. Full credit to Fox News getting the interview with the Guthries last night. You can watch it on their website. I'm not.
And they're referencing the Guthrie neighbors that said, and I'm going to pull this up over here. So Charlene and William Guthrie came forward and they said they had given this, information to the cops, to the FBI, that they saw Brian and his dad working on one of their campers, and that was this new camper top that they purchased. Apparently, this camper top for the truck showed up after Brian Laundrie returned on September 1st, and they were doing some work on it, according to this neighbor, as they looked like they were preparing for a trip. They went away for about a 3-day trip. It was a weekend before Gabby was reported missing, and there's a lot of speculation on what that was about, and we have said, could it possibly have been that they filled that camper with supplies and dropped them off somewhere and had a plan and dropped him off somewhere? What's going on with that? Where does the family usually camp? There's a number of RV campgrounds in the area. Do they have a space at one of those? Have those all been checked? Could he be somewhere there? If you look at his Dirt, which is this camping website that he and Gabby had, where they put reviews of places they were familiar with. They were very familiar with the Appalachian Trail and the camping sites along there, especially in Virginia and also in Florida, not in this reserve. Those reserves were not even mentioned in their Dirt website. So is this just a wild goose chase over there in that reserve area? And how much of a head start could he have? He could have several days if he was indeed went with his parents on this camping trip with this camper top, and that was days before Gabby was reported missing. Think about it, because it's what are we, into the 9th day of him missing when they said he went missing, which was Tuesday, but he could theoretically be gone, 3, 4, 5 days earlier. Just crazy. So he could already be gone 2 weeks. He could be anywhere, and he could be close to home. Who knows? That camper van could have been filled with supplies that were hidden somewhere along, somewhere that he knew. People have talked about boats and all kinds of things like that. So let me go back to where is our live? Hold on a minute, guys. Where is our live? I'm not finding our live chat. 1 second. And I'm just going to have to pop into it again because I seem to have lost our live chat. Let me go to our live chat again. Sorry. We're going to look at some other things as well here. So, let's see. This is How to Get Away with Murder. Amy Margolin says 2.0. was going to say I can't believe people would call the funeral home, but yeah, I can believe it. Yeah, sadly, yeah. And now that they heard someone called the funeral home, as it's been reported on Twitter and stuff, then believe me, people would just be, oh, I'll call the funeral home and I'll check on this. Don't call the funeral home. Do not call the funeral home. Hixie, Ted, hi there. Tony Monty, Robert Kim. They're going to need to move far away when this is all. Yeah, I'm absolutely disgusted with the parents, with their behavior, what they've done in this investigation. It's obvious to me that they're aiding and abetting their son in something, and it's disgusting. Candace, hello there. MLB, how bad is it raining where you are? I'm in New York and it's just drizzle with a lot of wind. It's raining pretty heavily right now. You can probably hear it. But yeah. Okay, let's see here. On WFL, they're coming. Okay, so let's go. Let's see. Let's go and check on. You're saying that WFLA trail camera. Okay, so I think this is you're not talking about the trail camera that they've already disproved. Are you still talking about that one? Because I'm not seeing anything current. I'm seeing the one from 2 days ago, and that's already been proven not to be him. You're not talking about this one, are you? Because they've already checked this one out. That's not his backpack. Either of them that he had with him, that's not his backpack. That's not even his stance. That looks like a much older man. I don't know if that's what you're talking about, but not him. Hang on, just trying to get another. Okay, here's a photo of Brian Laundrie's parents. Leaving. Here she has a new bag other than the one she was carrying the other day. I don't know what the temperature is down there. She looks like she's wearing a sweater. I don't know how she's not sweating to death. Sunglasses. Father looks scared to death here. And baseball cap. And they left in the truck, returned in the Mustang, left in the truck again, and have not returned yet in the truck. let's see. Parents of Brian Laundrie were seen leaving their home Thursday morning, followed by police officers. The Laundries left their home alone in a pickup truck at around 8:15 a.m. They returned shortly after with the Ford Mustang, the same Mustang that police towed into evidence Monday afternoon. Police escorted the pair back into the neighborhood in unmarked vehicles. The Mustang is believed to be what Laundrie drove to the Carlton Reserve, where officers were still searching for signs of their son. After Laundrie's mother parked the car, the couple got back into their truck and left the neighborhood with the Escort, as seen in a video on NBC 6. Now, the attorney for the Laundrie family said that the police are just following the parents for surveillance purposes. Surveillance purposes. Not for safety purposes. Not to ensure their safety. That's an interesting word. The attorney for the Laundrie family told NBC6 that police are just following the parents for surveillance purposes. This was the first time the Laundries have been seen leaving their home since Monday, when the FBI searched their family home. So again, the Laundries left their home alone in a pickup truck at 8:15 a.m. and returned shortly after with the Ford Mustang. So it appears the father must have been driving the truck and she was driving the Mustang. After Laundrie's mother parked the car, the couple got back into the truck, which I would imagine it was the mother that got back in the truck, and they were seen leaving the neighborhood again with the Escort. It's not known why they left the second time. The attorney for the Laundrie family said that the police are just following the parents for surveillance purposes. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, so why didn't they keep their eyes on Brian? If they did, he would never be able to run. He may have been gone, Jennifer, before Gabby was even reported missing by her mother, which is what I think. Okay, and I think maybe that's why they got the lawyer so quickly, because Brian wasn't even there, and they wanted the lawyer to issue the statement saying that. Oh, Jimmy!
What?
Something fell outside.
What?
Something just collapsed outside.
Out back?
Yeah. I don't know what it was. You better check. Something just came down. You don't see what it is?
What, hon?
Something came down. You don't see what it is?
I think, what do you call it? The little ladder thing on the side here, so maybe I might change and I can't run around the rain with my shoes on.
A ladder?
Yeah, it's a little ladder, like a step ladder thing that we had out there.
It sounded like something metal.
Yeah, it is metal.
Okay.
It's about 4 foot high. I gotta get these shoes off. And I also have to keep an eye on.
Why would that fall? Is it very windy?
Yeah, because it was underneath the tarp a little bit. The wind probably blew the tarp a little bit. The dogs jumped all over the tarp. Let me take these shoes off.
All right. Sorry about that, guys. It is raining heavy. This family will pay for the wild goose chase. Her sweater is so sus. I wonder. Heat wave in the UK. Hi, Valerie. If they know they are being told, they won't leave them to Brian. Exactly. PD knows that at some point baby boy is going to need money or food. They may have, and that's another thing we talked about last night, they may have already taken care of that. They have a juice service business. They have juicer machines. It's very possible they could have sold some juicer machines for cash. They could deal in cash already. They could already have a large stockpile of cash or got one in those days and set their son off with that cash very easily. He's not going to be using bank cards. They're not going to be pulling large sums of money out of the bank. So they probably already prepared for that if they are indeed helping him. The phone should the Mustang should they should know where, all the information on that. And then what about those license plate readers that captured the van returning? There's got to be other license plate readers that captured the truck and the cars. I don't know what these people are doing, but it's quite ridiculous that they thought that this was going to work out for them, to remain silent, to stay in this very, close-knit neighborhood and expect that this is going to work out well. They're like pariahs now. They are going to have absolutely no life, and they're going to be held responsible. And if their son isn't found, the pressure on them is going to get worse and worse and worse. But I think the reason might be for the attorney is that he was already gone at that time. Her tote bag is very full, correct. It almost looks like there are like rolls in here of something. You see these? Like, that looks like a roll of something. And it looks like she may have some other type of a bag here on this arm. Almost looks like a strap, but maybe it's not. But there's like a white something here. The father looks like he's got very full pockets here. Something very large in the pocket. Could be a shadow, but it looks like very large pockets. She's wearing this big, huge sweater. Why is she wearing this big, huge sweater? Is this something she's going to give to him? I don't know. Put out for him? Who knows? The sweater is, look how large this sweater is. Look at the size of the sleeves. The father, he was been wearing shorts. Now he's wearing these pants. Does he have extra clothing underneath? It's the first time we see him in a baseball hat. Is he going to return in that baseball hat? This looks like a bottle to you. The top of a bottle? Could be. Could be. Flo, hi, my full heart and hands. You are not invisible. I said hello to you before. You didn't hear me? Has anyone heard that STAN now stands for Send the Authorities Now? No, I didn't hear that. That's interesting. That's interesting. Send the authorities now. As a mother, I can't imagine my son going in that swamp and not coming home after dark, not one night, but 2 nights, not calling a search party. I'd be frantic. Yeah. The police must have... Hold on one second. I don't know. I just think, this is just futile. I was talking to my son Michael about this, and I'm like, what does he, think? Is he going to have any kind of a life, or what? Like, he's going to be able to escape this and live somewhere? I mean, but I do think they're, and my son agrees, they're looking totally in the wrong area. Let me see something. They're saying that that's not the send the authorities now is not. It's something that some people are coming up with. Let's see. It says, but it's not. It's not something that is in there. And they said they don't know anybody that would call them the authorities. I don't know. I think people are trying to come up with something for that. It's not something that's in there. It's not like in case of emergency ice or something like that. Yeah, if you search it on Google, you'll see it's something that's only coming up with this case. On social media, some have suggested Stan could stand for send the authorities now. Yeah, it's just, that's speculation. Okay, they saw the name Stan. What could it be? So I wouldn't read too much into that myself. You can read into it if you want. Let me see here. Just hang on a second because my internet is acting sketchy right now. Come on. Sorry guys, my internet is not wanting to catch up with me. Okay, let me look at something else here. Let's see if Brian Enton has seen them return yet. Okay, he's at the house again. Let's see, this is 9 minutes ago. Let's see what he has to say. Okay.
So the people ask, yeah, it is formerly WGN America. That's right. So people asking when did the Mustang come back? I'll kind of talk about that a little bit.
Okay.
So this morning, around 9, I believe it was, I have to go back and look, but the Laundries came out. They got into the red pickup truck. and they left for a short time. Then the dad came back driving the red pickup truck. The mom came back driving the Mustang, which we know is in police custody. And they parked the Mustang, and then both of the parents got into the red pickup truck and left. So we don't know where they are.
So just the red, the
Thank you
Mustang,
guys for sharing all the
gray
channels.
Mustang,
I'll remind you
and the
later
camper's
too
at
about
the house.
special.
Camper top. Truck is gone.
There's actually going to be several different guests, but this former FBI agent is going to be here with me at the house tonight for the special. So I'll be able to ask her a lot of the questions that you guys have sent. I need to go check and see if John Walsh will be on tonight. He's been on a bunch with us the last couple of nights. I think I may have read that his son might be on with us tonight, but I'm not sure. We definitely are not getting 8 hours of sleep. People are asking me about my neighbor friends who live here, who are letting us stay in their yard. So he works a lot, and so does his wife.
Okay.
Like they leave super early in the morning and come back late at night.
Basically what
a lot. So
he's got there. So again, parents, it's actually reported like around, what did I say, 8:15 left. In the red truck, returned, father driving the red truck, mother driving the silver Mustang, parked the silver Mustang, got in the red truck, left. Police were following them. The Laundrie lawyer issued a statement saying the police are following them for surveillance purposes. Okay, so now just a quick update about Scott Peterson. I just saw this come in. Scott Peterson must be resentenced for the murder of his pregnant wife, a judge ruled on Wednesday. Scott Peterson's death sentence was overturned in 2020, and since then he's been living on death row without a sentence of any kind. He will be resentenced in November to life in prison without the possibility of parole. He was sentenced to death in 2005 for the murder of his wife, Lacey, and their unborn son, Connor. California Supreme Court overturned that last year, and the Stanislaus County District Attorney said she will never reseek the death penalty. His defense attorneys have been fighting against resentencing Peterson because he may get an entirely new murder trial. They want to focus instead on getting Peterson's entire conviction overturned so that one day he could walk out of San Quentin State Prison as a free man. So Superior Court Judge Anne Christine Masulo was very stern Wednesday and said enough is enough. Peterson can't be an inmate without a sentence anymore. Masulo said that he will be resentenced in November regardless of all the other retrial legal battles underway. This case has become more complicated. Sentencing Mr. Peterson should not be delayed. So far, Peterson has only appeared in court via Zoom video feed from San Quentin. On Wednesday, the judge said Peterson must appear in person in the courtroom for his sentencing hearing. Family members of Lacey Peterson will also likely be in the courtroom to make victims' impact statements, and it will be the first time that they will come face to face with Peterson in over a decade. Peterson's defense attorneys have been trying to get his murder conviction overturned because one of the jurors in the original trial is accused of misconduct. Stanislaus County District Attorney Bridget.
My great-grandparents came to the U.S. chasing the American.
Flatiger. Let's see. Bridget blasted Peterson for going on a witch hunt against the juror. According to the Deputy District Attorney John Gold. The judge on Wednesday also issued a tentative ruling that it would deny the defense's request to take depositions of juror number 7, her ex-boyfriend, and her mother, but would allow subpoenas to be issued requiring their attendance at a future evidentiary hearing. The next court date is October 6th at 10 a.m. to set a precise date for the resentencing of Scott Peterson. And that is just an update on Scott Peterson. Hold on a minute. That came in while I was going through this stuff. Let's see here. Okay. And the Northport police agents, FBI agents, resumed their search for Brian Laundrie on Thursday. Officers have searched the Carlton Reserve for several days after learning from his family that he went missing September 14th. The Laundrie family told authorities that their son had left to go on a hike at the reserve, prompting the search. Laundrie is the sole person of interest in the homicide investigation of his fiancée, Gabby Petito, whose body was identified Tuesday afternoon. However, he has not been charged with any crime, and police are treating his disappearance as a missing persons case. So they're back at the reserve. And then we talked about the parents, and we also talked about that her funeral, her services may or may not be delayed from Sunday depending on some developments that are occurring in Wyoming. We don't know what those are yet. I go back to the live feed here and see what's going on. Why? What did somebody say? Somebody said, why is this guy talking to who? I can't move the chat. Oh, Davida, you're listening. Have a good day at work. Because the lawyer said they were being surveilled doesn't make it true. No, it doesn't. It doesn't, Tony. We're just reading what the lawyer issued. Don't think. She may have a bulletproof jacket on. The father, no. Father's not law enforcement. The father, they own a juicing business. There's so many rumors circulating. They're like, oh, that's because Brian's brother is a police officer. Brian doesn't even have a brother. There's so many stuff. The mother was the DA. The mother worked in the DA's office. Just so many rumors. I'm surprised we haven't heard the Freemasons. What other ones, you know? It's just... Yeah, we've seen... No, we're not going to... Catherine, we're not getting into this, anyone digging in fields and stuff. That's going along the lines of the Chris Watts shadows and crap. And it's being perpetrated by someone that did that and has tormented the family for years. So we're not going into that. We're not going to get into that again. Just the... there's going to be so many jumping on, oh, look what I see, look what I see, bandwagon. And it's a form of scamming. It is. And it was used in the Chris Watts case for years to scam people. So we're not going there. Thank you. No, it's all right, Catherine. It's okay. We're just not going to start that one up. It's too much. Deanna, Annie B, hi. Throw them in jail. They will bring their worm of a son out of hiding. Who knows? They could be being questioned now. We don't know, you know? I mean, it's insane how they think they'll have any kind of a life, or their son will have any kind of a life. Okay, it's just... The father looks like somebody in this picture. I'm trying to remember... It's driving me crazy right now when I see that picture. Let me see if there's any update again. Let me just check on them going to the house. Just where are they, right? Where are they? Nope, still no sign. Let's see.
Several different guests, but this former FBI agent is going to... The red truck is not there. I don't want to leave the house and check it out again, but I may have our producer Donna go drive by in a minute. So people are asking what's the mood, and people are asking what's the mood, and whether people are frustrated. I think yesterday was a frustrating day, just because everyone's just wanting something to come through, and there really wasn't anything. So hopefully today. People are asking what's the mood, and whether people are frustrated. I think yesterday was a frustrating day, just because everyone's just wanting something to come through, and there really wasn't anything. So hopefully today. Yeah, the special will be live tonight. It's News Nation. I'll be able to ask her a lot of the questions, and then it'll actually tell you what. I'm really, really happy that my network, News Nation, out here. The street is back open. There's still a cop at the end of the street, kind of keeping people like non-media and people who don't live here out. You see there's a lot of media now here waiting to see when the parents are going to come back. They did search the camper. The FBI went in the camper on Friday. I saw them go in the camper. It did not appear that the parents had any suitcases or anything like that. So that's why another reason I'm thinking they're going to come back. They may just be like getting food and stuff. So again, Silver Mustang's back. We are working today.
Okay, so nothing new yet. The truck is not back. Parents did not take luggage with them. You see them as they're leaving. I want to look at something here. Let's see here. So something like that camper. See, this is what. Hold on 1 second. Now, this is not the same camper, obviously, but this is what happens. Okay, it goes on the father's truck, and that's apparently how they left. I don't know whether Brian and the mother took the Mustang as well. The neighbor did not elaborate on that. The other thing is, I know the neighbor said something about how would they go on a camping trip with their son in a small camper like that. But let's remember that Brian camps in a tent, okay? They didn't sleep in the van. They had their tent set up. And he also has a hammock and things. So I think the camping trip was a ruse. I think the camping trip was a way to either get away and discuss what they were going to do out of the ears of neighbors and things, and to maybe bring supplies and or drop him off somewhere. But it doesn't mean they slept in the camper, and people have to understand that. Okay, because he could have pitched a tent, as they did when they were out crossing the country. Just trying to get hang on one sec, just trying to... My internet's being sketchy again with the rain. Come on. Okay, so a camper that sits on the back of your truck seems as nimble as a camper van, that you could take them almost anywhere. But is a truck camper really for you? This is an article that was written, but they're referred to as slide-in, as a slide-in. And it's a camper that sits in the bed of your truck. They're kind of like backpacks for trucks, and they usually come with many of the same things that a regular RV has. It's typically a cab area over with a bed, small kitchen area, and a small seating area. Some of these truck campers have slide outs. Others have pop-up canvas tent tops to make them more nimble on the road and more lightweight overall. The prices of these vary anywhere from $8,000 to $60,000. Truck campers tend to hold their value very well, but you can find used ones for $2,000 and up. Okay, they're heavy. They require a large truck. They aren't great for families. They don't sleep more than 3 comfortably. There's limited space and storage. So, I mean, this is a, there's another image. So if it was anything like that, but it's not even, I don't even think theirs is that big. Trying to find something here. Let me see if there's any other updates before we. Okay, here's something, let's see. A lot of people have been asking about infrared. We talked about it last night. Authorities have used infrared technology in the ongoing search for Gabby Petito's fiancé, Brian Laundrie, according to local reports. Law enforcement is flying overnight using thermal imaging in hopes of finding the 23-year-old who's a person of interest in the case of Gabby Petito. Search has been focused in the Carlton Reservoir, a nearly 25,000-acre area with hiking trails, swampy terrain, and tough-to-reach places in Florida's Sarasota County. Divers have responded to the reserve. Laundrie remains missing more than a week after his family said they last saw him. Okay, so let's see. There is going to be a 48-hour special on 48 hours, which is going to go inside the disappearance of Gabby Petito and the hunt for Brian Laundrie on Saturday at 10 on CBS and Paramount. So that's something you might want to check out.
It's been more than a week since.
Let me see here. So we're going to hear about William and Charlene Guthrie. Get their statement on here. That's gonna come up. So they noticed again, like they had a new camper van attachment. They're loading it up, presumably for a trip, about a week into September. They said they told the FBI about it, and that they noticed it when he was doing yard work or something, that Brian and his father were getting it ready. They were going on a 3-day trip. This was before Gabby was reported missing. And they said they wondered why they would go on a camping trip with their son with the camper. But again, he could have had a tent, or it could have just been totally for another purpose. and that could have been loaded up with supplies which were dumped off in areas. This was all before anyone was suspicious of anything down there because Gabby had not even been reported missing. So, yeah.
Gabby's van on September 1st. They now know that Gabby would soon be reported as missing and that Brian would be considered a person of interest.
Did you think there was anything unusual about that?
Well, to
After
me,
we knew they were missing, yeah.
As neighbors deal with the constant media presence, other Northport residents, even those who did not know either family, are contributing flowers to a memorial that is growing by the day at City Hall.
As a mother myself, I can't imagine.
It's very sickening. I want to say to the family, prayers go out to you guys.
Included in those prayers are hope that they will get justice. Police haven't used the word suspect in describing Laundrie, but they have also not said they're investigating anyone else in her death. Every day the search goes on is another day questions will persist about when justice might come for the young woman.
Hello, and good morning.
Who was trying to make a name for herself.
Okay, so let's see here. So again, this William Guthrie says, I was doing some work in the front yard and I noticed they got a new camper on the back of the pickup. I didn't think anything unusual. I saw them loading it up, so I assumed they were preparing for a camping trip with their new camper. They were gone for the weekend. The Guthrie said they have told law enforcement about the apparent trip taken by the Laundries. They now know that Gabby would soon be reported missing and Brian would be considered a person of interest. The Guthrie said the supposed trip happened about a week after September 1st when Brian returned to Florida in Gabby's camper van, which the couple had been driving across the country together. Since then, Gabby's body's been found and Brian's gone missing, possibly in the Carlton Reserve in Sarasota County, where the search crews have been looking all week for any sign of the person of interest in Gabby's disappearance and now homicide, according to the Teton County coroner. Investigators looking in the reserve turned their attention to the water on Wednesday. They brought in pumps and multiple divers to explore the possibility the water could be concealing what they're looking for. And that could be Brian or it could be a backpack his parents said that he took to the reserve. And then since then, this morning, the parents left. They left in the red truck. They're being followed by the police. They returned with the father driving the red truck, the mother driving the silver Mustang. The mother parked the silver Mustang, got into the red truck. They left in the red truck. Police followed behind, which the Laundrie family attorney said is for surveillance purposes. And they have not returned to the house yet with that red truck. The gray Mustang is in the driveway. Let me see if there's any information that they've returned. No, he still hasn't. Just the gray Mustang. Let me see here. Yep, just the gray Mustang is at the house up to 37 minutes ago. So that's about the size of what we have in updates. Again, the memorial, the funeral. Do not call the funeral home, but apparently a news station did, and they said that the plan is to have the funeral services on Sunday for Gabby, but because of circumstances that have come up in Wyoming, that may have to be delayed, and they would know more later in the day. Do not call the funeral home, please. Now, let's see. So that's what we have for you. Just that ending. What happened? Kathy Belio says she was so condescending, wanting to make a name for herself. Just that ending. She wanting to make a name for herself. So condescending. Oh no, that news report? I don't know. I don't think they were trying to say that. I don't think they were trying to be condescending to her. No, I don't take it that way at all. No, it's not in New York City, Kathy. All right, that is the end. I will, if anything comes up, I'll come back, but that's what we have right now. So, see you guys later. Everybody take it easy. Hope you have a good day, and